All right, welcome back. Looks like we are live. This is week 14 of the fall 2024 semester. This is announcements and review for my online anatomy and in person as well for Anatomy and Physiology 201. I'm your professor, Dr. Sean Clavel, and we're going to go over a couple of things here as we wrap up the semester here. So, wrapping up the semester, we are talking about the last 2 weeks, right? So, this week 14, week 15 next, and then the last week is week 16. That's also the week of Thanksgiving. And we will have the exam for this section. This section here, going over the nervous system. The exam will be completed on the week of finals. So maybe a little bit different here. I don't know that we'll have the weekend here, but chapter 13 through 14, tests to be completed. Let's put that in a different place, huh? But this test is going to be completed during finals week. So sometime between that Monday and Thursday, you'll be asked to take that exam, and then that grade will then be populated for your final exam. Another thing that the thing I want to note that all missing lab assignments will be due December 1st, 2024. That's when everything locks up. So what you'll see here is here. Let me drop this out of here, right? So just let me get these announcements here. The final test, the test over nervous system, is going to be completed during the during finals week, and that'll be the week of December 2nd through the 5th, I want to say. So from the Monday till Thursday there, you'll guys have the opportunity to complete the test. It will not be a comprehensive final, will not be comprehensive. It'll just be over chapters 12 through 13, 12 through 14, excuse me. And again, we'll call that the nervous system. So we're going to look at the. Oh, we're going to look at the final exam as just the last test of the semester. It'll be completed during that finals week. The week is December 2nd through the 5th, and it is not comprehensive by any means. It'll be over chapters 12, 13, and 14. And again, the second note here that I want to note is that any of that missing work that's due, please, I encourage you to get that stuff done and turned in so that we don't have difficulty with that. And it doesn't affect your grade, right? I'll start to put in some zeros here over the next couple of weeks as we get closer to the end of the semester. But again, we've got these next 3 weeks to clean up anything that might be missing. And so let's talk a little bit about what to expect here as it relates to the next couple of chapters. We're going to be looking at the nervous system. So as we kind of talked about, we'll be looking at the functional cells. So basically, we talk about the organization of the nervous system, meaning the two divisions, whether it's the peripheral nervous system or the central nervous system, and what is comprised of those two divisions. What are the functions of the nervous system? And then the histology or the tissue concept, the neuron and neuroglia. Now, specifically, we talk a little bit more about the neuron, excuse me, than we do the neuroglia. So note that. Remember that there's some major concepts as it relates to this neuroglia that we should be familiar with. Oh, not that. Right. And so specifically, we talk a little bit more about the neuron than we do the neuroglia. And so, specifically about the neuron, what are the things that you should be familiar with? Well, let's talk about that. Right. So, first, there's some classifications. There are structural and functional classifications of the neuron. So structural, how many processes do they have? Are they unipolar? Is it bipolar? Is it multipolar? And then as it relates to the neurons, the parts of a neuron. Primarily the axon, the cell body, and the dendrites. And then finally, the concept of graded potentials and action potentials. So being familiar with the structural and functional classifications of a neuron, the parts of a neuron, again, the axon, cell body, dendrites, the graded potential and action potentials are really kind of chapter 12. Then in chapter 13 is anatomy of the nervous system. And so when we talk about the anatomy of the nervous system, we're talking about primarily the parts of the brain and parts of the spinal cord. Not necessarily, this does include cranial nerves, right? Knowing the cranial nerves, what are they location, what is their function? And then finally in chapter 14, we look at the somatic nervous system. And when we talk about the somatic nervous system, we talk about some of the what we might call, quote unquote, the special senses. So special senses. And so that's like sight, taste, sound, smell, and balance or equilibrium. Then we talk about the kind of the some special pathways. So the two special pathways you want to think about here are the corticospinal tract and the dorsal column system. And the spinal thalamic tract. And so, Ken, looking at these big concepts here, we'll be taking this chapters 12 through 14, the nervous system, going from small to big as we've gone through in many of these systems here in the last few semesters, throughout the semester here, the last few weeks. And now we're here in week 14. So again, if we take a look here, let's see, I can show you some of the things that are on your canvas. You jump on the canvas there, you'll see that you can give it a student view there. Modules, underneath modules, which you'll see is there you have the introduction to chapter 12, introduction to the nervous system, anatomy of the nervous system, the somatic nervous system, chapters 12, 13, and 14, the central nervous system lab here, and then there's another lab. There'll be one more lab here for my online students that they'll complete, and that is kind of how we'll wrap it up. A couple more labs and one more exam. But you guys are doing great. Welcome. Hey, you've done great so far. I encourage you guys to keep up the hard work here as you continue on through the semester. Don't stop now. Those of you that have outstanding or missing assignments there, go ahead and get those in. I'll be reaching out to you for those of you that have not. And I wish you guys the best. I continue to be encouraged by all your responses. So you guys take care, and best wishes as we finish on the last of this semester, guys. Take care.